All right, as we get closer to the holiday season, everybody's wondering about what to do with their prime ribs. It's a big hunk of meat, pretty expensive. A lot of people pretty nervous about it. Best way to go about it, we've got instructions. We're gonna go through this video. I'm gonna provide instructions if you're getting them here at the shop, but at least you'll have a little follow along here. I'll show you how we prepare these to go to you for sale. This is a fresh prime rib, which is one of the many options we offer. If you have any questions about getting aged or anything else, just give us a call at the store. I'll show you how we prep these to go in, and we'll get taken right on the recipe. So you'll have all the tools you need to cook these yourself. So basically, we put a diamond hatch on these. This will kind of just make it pucker and look really nice when it comes out of the oven. It'll put a really nice skin on it. It's just another nice thing to have. So our standard around here is we cut and tie these. So we just pull this rack of bones off and then reattach them to the bottom. So that is ready. That's that rack of bones. That goes right back on there after a quick trim. It gets rehooked to these bones. The bones kind of work as a cooking rack as you're cooking, so this whole roast is just gonna sit on top of it. It'll protect it, and these are amazing snacks. So you get left over with an awesome set of ribs to go with. So we get right around the center here. Get our little butcher's nut on there. Cinch her down. Tighten her up. Cut that off. We'll throw on another couple just to keep her all together. Oh man, my string's all. All right, throw a couple more ties on here. Get her looking nice. Get her all held together so she's not falling apart on you. We've had pretty good luck with this string that we're using. Nobody's had any trouble with it burning out on them if they throw it on the grill or anything. So it's pretty much just stable and ready to go. You could cook it as hard as you want to. We haven't had any problems with it burning out, so don't worry about that. All right. That one is prepped as far as the string goes. Now from there, go straight into our pan. We're at room temp. We'll just hit it with a little Butcher Sun Black rub. And we'll have this for sale through the holidays, so you can pick it up yourself. It's my favorite. I've been working with this forever. You know, one of these little containers will do a whole prime rib, but you'll be left with some to throw into your au jus or whatever. It's perfect. It's got everything you want. Rub that in. There we go. That baby's ready for the oven. All right, so now we're prepped. Now we're prepped as far as the rub goes. I'm gonna throw our trusty thermometer in right at the thickest part of the roast. Bingo, we're still using that meter we talked about before. I will chuck this in. We'll talk about temperatures. All right, so my oven's set to 500 degrees. We're gonna sit right at 500 for about 15 minutes. We're doing essentially the exact opposite of what we talked about doing before. So we're searing the outside first, putting a nice crust on it. Then we're gonna dump that temperature down to 250, 300, wherever we wanna run our oven really at a low temperature until we hit our target temperature. So we're not really so much worried about time. It is good to know how long you'll be cooking them. I would plan yourself 2.5 hours with a rest. You know, that pretty much covers all sizes. If you get a small T-bone, it's only gonna be like an hour and a half, but should be really good with that. And that's about it until we pull it out. Check back. All right, so now we're about 15 minutes in, running at 500 degrees. We'll pop that oven open just to show you what it looks like. You don't have to look at it. That's it. So she's getting like a really big sear. This looks almost exactly like a fully cooked roast now. That's exactly how we want it to look. So it's got a skin on it. It's fully seared. We can dump our oven temperature down, get down in that 300 department. I'm on convection, so 300 is 350. And then we just stick her right back in the oven and let her finish out her cook. So now is where we really start waiting. Temperature on that is not far from where we put it in, hardly different at all. So now we're gonna do all the work. Probably in about 45 minutes, we'll get a little look at it. After that, we'll know when we're gonna be finishing. So that should be just about everything. All right, we've been about an hour and a half in. Our meter says we're at about 120 degrees. We'll just double check that. We are there, 125, a little higher than I'd like, but this is gonna feed your family, so everybody will be pretty happy with that. So then the most important thing now is to get this away from the heat. We'll put it on a resting rack. And when I put them on a resting rack, I like to flip them over, just like the steak. So now the juices are gonna go that way. I try to cook these on as small of a pan as possible, so you can kind of see. So we don't get left with any burnt particles, anything at all, and not much juice came out of that meat, which is my goal. So I don't add any liquid to this. I try to cook them as dry as possible. I want the juice to stay in. I don't want to have an outlet out. So the drier your pan when you finish, a little grease and everything, that's all good to go. You can make au jus out of this, perfect. But we don't want too much liquid to monkey around with. We want it to be inside the meat, not in a pan. So I do mine as dry as you can get them. Put that wet rub on, it protects it, seals it, and now we just rest it. So we'll give it about 30 minutes until we like start, we'll climb up to about 135 degrees, and as soon as we start walking backwards in temp, then we can cut into it. Easy as that. So we'll check back with you when we get cutting. Let's rest this thing. All right. Now we get to see what we've done, or how we've done. So first step, we just pop those strings off. So those are those 3 ties we threw on. Bing, bing, bing. They're off. Along with them comes awesome beef ribs. These you could serve as a little snack. They just slice just like that. And they're just the same as like any old pork rib or anything you've ever had. You know, nice beef spares. So that's just like beef baby backs. Those are great. That's your prize for cooking this, I guess. So we will now give her a slice. It's that big end cut. We're just gonna get redder and redder as we get into this roast. There she is. Our prime rib all cut. Looking like a showpiece. So there's our prime rib all sliced and laid out. Now we hit it with our finished salt as always, everything we do. I think this one's sriracha. I'm not sure I would use it on prime rib at home. It'll taste great today because it's not Christmas, but we sell these. I use it on everything for real. I don't sell you guys anything I don't use all the time. So finishing salt's huge. Gotta have it, gotta use it. Can't stress that enough as well. Now we get to try it. It's the fun part. Looks perfect all the way through. There's our little piece. Looks like money, right? Yeah. It's perfect. If you make this, your relatives are all gonna be stopping by your house every holiday. I don't know if that's what you want or not, but if it is, come here, grab one of these. Everybody will be signing up to come to your house. You know how to cook it perfect. We just showed you. Put it to work. Come see us at Butcher Son. Thank you.